Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Shelbyville weather, and we are live due to a severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued here for Moore County. And we're going to get on this here in just a second. First of all, going to make sure everything is going good on the stream. And I want to be able to see y'all's questions and concerns here. We did have a pretty good hailstorm move through northern Bedford County just a little bit ago. It's weakened a little bit here over Christiana. I'll go ahead and circle the area with the hail just south of Christiana there. But it looks like that the hail core's come down a little bit with that storm since it's mostly moved off into northern or southern Rutherford County. So just be aware if you are traveling up 231, might have a little bit of hail here over the next few minutes. So anyway, the reason we are live here is due to a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for central Moore County. This includes Lynchburg. This includes Beach Hill in Franklin County as well. Let's go ahead and look at what we can expect with this severe thunderstorm warning. So, severe thunder at 1:45 p.m. A severe thunderstorm is located near Lynchburg, moving north at 25 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gust and quarter-sized hail can be expected. So, it does look like that there is a heightened hail risk today, and you can see that pretty well here with the purples showing up here on the radar. Might indicate a little bit of that bigger hail falling. And we'll look at some different radar products here that can show us the hail size and stuff like that. So this storm is moving towards the north at 25 miles per hour. So after it leaves Moore County, it will actually be entering into southeastern Bedford and Coffee counties as well. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put a storm track on this off to the north, maybe a little bit more northeastward at a 25. To do that. Don't. I'm so sorry for that. There's no tornado warnings in effect. I don't know why that happened. But anyway, we have Lynchburg in 12 minutes, Raysville 20 minutes, Kaywood in 28 minutes, Ross in 30 minutes, Tullahoma in 32 minutes, Flourtown in 33 minutes, and Lake Tullahoma Estates in 36 minutes, Normandy 41 minutes, Courtner 43 minutes, and Courtner's Mill in 44 minutes, Haley, Bug Scuffle around 47 minutes or so, and finally getting up towards the Manchester area, Union Ridge in 50 minutes, and Balcom in 56 minutes. So again, we are live here for this severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued here from the National Weather Service in Huntsville, and this is for a severe thunderstorm that is located just south of Lynchburg, along the State Route 50 corridor. I'm actually going to zoom down pretty tight into this storm here so we can see where the worst of the hail is falling right now. So if you can see on the screen here, the purples indicate where the heaviest hail might be up to quarter size. I'm thinking right now probably nickel or so size. And here is Highway 50. I'm also kind of mapping that out in teal, and then there's 55 turns into Highway 50 there. So just outside of the Lois community, it's about to go right through Lois along the Highway 50 corridor, and this is all moving north to northeast towards Lynchburg. So if you are in Lynchburg, you need to make sure that you are indoors at this time. The storm is moving fairly slow, but it's going to be short-lived because it's small, which is good news. So, we're just going to have to we'll have to keep a close eye on it here over the next few minutes. So, other things that I'm watching right now, there is a strong storm here that continues over northern Bedford County and extreme southern Rutherford County. It looks like the worst of the storm has pretty much exited Bedford County altogether here, but this is moving off towards the east. So if you're in a Fudge Around up there in northern Coffee County there, or Beech Grove, you might be getting in on some of the small hail and frequent lightning here over the next few minutes. And then I'm also watching this little complex that is formed here. We might be dealing with a little bit of an enhanced damaging wind threat here with this little line/complex of storms as it slowly tries to move off towards the northeast into Bedford County. So we're going to keep a close eye on that here over the next few minutes here. Since we're live, we're just going to stay with this until the threat passes. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can turn on the comments here and see what y'all are saying. Okay, yes. So thank you for the stars, everybody. Thank you so much. Looking rough here in Bell Buckle. Thank you, Amy. Shelbyville is good from this particular severe thunderstorm. But this this thunderstorm moving into downtown Lynchburg right now, it's going to pack a punch, okay? So if you're in Lynchburg, make sure you're inside right now. Probably going to have some pretty good-sized hail here over the next few moments as this storm enters from the south, right up the Highway 55 corridor here into central Moore County. So if you were along State Route 129, anywhere along State Route 50, or Highway 55, State Route 55 going up towards Tullahoma, you need to, make sure that you are, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just pull off to the side of the road until this thing passes if you can. I know the shoulders aren't very wide through there, but, if you can pull off in a gas station or something like that, just wait for this storm to pass, because there is going to be some pretty good sized hail here falling in Lynchburg here in the next few moments. So tornado threat is very, very low today. Can't completely rule it out, as always, but it's very low today. The main threat is going to be a damaging wind gusts and some hail. Unionville had a lot of hail, just raining now. Yes, thank you, Stacy. I did get a really good picture earlier, a good report of... it was hailstones lined up against a ruler, and there were a lot of different sizes ranging from about a 1/4 inch in diameter all the way up to 1.5 inches or so. Severe thunderstorm warning here for central Moore County is the reason why we are live. And this storm will be moving into southern or southeastern Bedford County and southwestern Coffee County over the next few minutes here. So, we need to keep that in mind too. Especially if you're in Ross, Bottle Hollow, Flat Creek, Normandy, this storm is looking like it's going to track towards you. Dime-sized hail right off the square in Lynchburg. Thank you so much, Annette, for the report there. So we do have some confirmation that hail is falling, and I'm actually going to look at a few different products here and see if we can pinpoint just how big this hail is. Rain, thunder, lightning, and windy in Lynchburg. Thank you, Kathleen. Or Catherine, I'm sorry. Thank you. Big hail near Unionville. Yes, Joey, I saw some of the pictures there from just a little bit ago. Yeah, so this is a good product here that shows us how the hydrometeors or precipitation, how far up in the atmosphere the precipitation extends into the updraft. And you can see just south of Lynchburg. Now this is a little delayed, but there's a new update there. So just over Lynchburg, just off to the northeast of or northwest of downtown Lynchburg here. The gray values indicate where we could have some pretty big-sized hail falling. Within this storm, there's a lot of precipitation that is aloft within the updraft of this storm, and that's where hail is likely to form within the updraft of the storm there. So, it's looks like we could have some pretty good-sized hail here falling over over Lynchburg or just to the northwest, as we've already seen with some dime-sized reports so far. So I'm going to go back here. That's called the vertically integrated liquid radar product. And going back to just a normal radar product we have here, not looking like much right this moment. It looks like it's lost a little bit of its touch here. But still, can't rule out some gusty winds and some small to medium-sized hail up to quarter size. So I'm going to go ahead and look. I guess I should look at the velocity data here just to see what it's showing. And the Huntsville radar site, Huntsville radar site is showing a 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts here. So it's blowing pretty good. It's a gusty springtime thunderstorm. Very pretty impressive stuff. So that's the only severe thunderstorm warning that we have at this current moment. There is going to be a lot of heavy rainfall here over the next little bit that moves into Bedford, and or everyone should get a pretty good amount of rain with this. I just realized that I wasn't able to circle it well, but this is where the we're probably going to get some heavy rain, thunderstorms, stuff like that. For a good majority of Bedford County here over the next 45 minutes or so. Nothing severe right now, but we're keeping a close eye here just to make sure, because it's always better to be on the safe side with this kind of stuff. I am going to look at the velocity data on this. Yeah, it's not too impressive. Not overly impressive there. So right now it looks like the Huntsville radar site is showing 30 mile an hour winds, maybe up to 40, and that's a couple thousand feet off the grounds. But at this current moment, at least, it doesn't look like it's severe. But that could change because it's starting to get a little bit of a Boeing shape to it, and I'll explain what I'm talking about here. So this is we call this a bow shape in radar meteorology, and a lot of times what will happen is you'll have a vortex that forms on the northward side, and just below the vortex, which I'm not talking about a tornado specifically, but vortexes can be up in the atmosphere too, but just south of the vortex, a lot of times you'll have a lot stronger wind gusts here that push out ahead of the rest of the storms, and you can see that happening here over northern Lincoln County as this storm pushes off to the north and east. So we might be approaching severe criteria with this storm, but for the current moment it doesn't look like it is severe. So that's good news. But we're going to get a pretty good amount of heavy rainfall here, because if you look on back to the west, there's still a lot of rain to get through. Now, I don't know if the stuff off to the west is going to be severe, but it's very, very interesting. So, going to be an interesting afternoon. So if anyone has any questions for me, or any reports with this storm over central Lynchburg, or central Moore County, it's moving up into northern Moore County now. The worst of the hail looks to be right along County Line Road. Highway 82 comes into 55 right in through here. But again, the purples is where the worst of the hail would be, and this is moving off to the northeast, a lot quicker than 25 miles per hour, may I add. It's moving fairly quickly here, but we'll see if the Weather Service of Nashville here decides to extend this warning into Bedford and Coffee County. But I haven't checked the radar site. or the chat room here in a little bit. So it looks like they're going to go with a special weather statement. So not a severe thunderstorm warning with this storm coming out of Moore County into. Okay, no, that was the other one. I apologize. Okay, so we still have this severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect for another 42 minutes in Moore County. This will likely be canceled early, just because the storm is moving a lot quicker than anticipated. But we do have a special weather statement, which is kind of like a JV severe thunderstorm warning. It's not, the storm isn't strong enough to be severe warned, but it's also not weak enough where we can completely ignore it, right? So this little Boeing complex that I was just telling you about, the Weather Service in Nashville has put out a special weather statement to account for maybe some 45 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts here. The special weather statement is in effect for mostly southwestern Bedford County. So from El Bethel over to Wheel, Bedford, Pleasant Grove along Highway 130, and out Snell Road towards Liberty School, places like that in southwestern Bedford County. So just be aware that, if you're in Wheel, Bedford, even Shelbyville, Pleasant Grove, over the next 30 to 45 minutes, you're going to get a pretty stout little storm here, maybe some gusty winds, but a lot of heavy rainfall coming in. Yes, the vortex is not tornadic. And I'll show what it looks like here. But this is well off in the upper atmosphere, but you can see it pretty well here. I don't know if I would call this a mesovortex or what exactly I would call it, but you can kind of see it there showing up on the Huntsville radar site, and nothing tornadic, but that's where the vortex usually forms, and then the Boeing segment extends down here with the greens. So we're definitely going to get some gusty winds, but the tornado threat is very, very low today. But we're going to keep a close eye on everything here. It was hailing on David Williams Road about 20 minutes ago. Thank you, Miss Tammy. Normandy, you're going to get a little thunderstorm here moving out of Lynchburg over the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. Kenneth, I'll be posting the hail picture that I got from earlier today, or earlier this afternoon. I'll be posting that on my Facebook page here in a little bit after I get done with this specific warn cell. So the severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect here for central Moore County, and it looks like the worst of the storm here is about to enter northern Bedford, or southern Bedford County, excuse me. So if you live along Thompson Creek Road, Smith Chapel Road, coming up into Ross, Bottle Hollow, midway along 271 there, or 276, excuse me, you're about to get a pretty stout little storm here, and this is all moving to the north, to northeast. So this will actually skirt Tullahoma just to the west. So Tullahoma, you're still going to get some moderate to heavy rainfall with this particular storm, but the worst of it is going to go just to your west, over Ross, and then moving up towards Normandy, Courtner, Bug Scuffle, and the War Trace area. So apparently there was a report of a quarter-sized hail. According to the Weather Service in Huntsville, there was a quarter-sized hail report 1 mile west of Lynchburg. So this storm has been putting down some pretty good-sized hail as it moves into southern Bedford County. Hail just came through on Rock Springs Midland Road. Thank you, April. Yeah, there's a pretty good probably should have been warned, but a pretty good stout severe thunderstorm that moved through. There's some quarter-sized hail reports there from between, especially between Deason and Unionville, with that particular cell that moved through, and it's still cranking off in extreme northeastern Bedford County, and this is going to impact Fudge Around and just north of Beech Grove too over the next few moments here. But blinding heavy rainfall on I-24 right now. Yes, no severe or no tornado threat today. No tornado threat today, or that I can see right now. No crazy tornado risk. Still keeping an eye out just in case, but the tornado threat is very, very, very low today. Very low. So still keeping a close eye here on the chat room, trying to see what the plans are with this severe thunderstorm warning that is currently in effect. Not much going on in Shelbyville right now. Light rain and a few thunder boomers. Thank you for the report, Lynn. I believe that the storms in West Tennessee should begin to weaken pretty quickly here, especially with the storms that we have ongoing right now, probably going to take away most of the energy that's available for these storms. I am going to take a look at something real quick. Let me. All right, so still watching this severe warned storm here over Lynchburg, or just north of Lynchburg, and it's moving into southeastern Bedford County, Bottle Hollow, Midway, Ross. Heavy rainfall is now developing over Shelbyville. So, and nothing severe in Shelbyville, but it looks like there's a little band of moderate to heavy precipitation that's forming right along the 41A corridor right now. And again, we'll have a little bit more stormage to get through tonight with this stuff off to the west. But for the most part, I expect most of this activity to behave, just because we have a lot of a lot of the instability and storm fuel is being used up by the storms we have moving through right now. But still going to keep a close eye just in case. Thunder, light rain, 231 close to the hospital. Thank you, Cheryl. Hailing in Buchanan right now. Thank you, Sean. So the severe warned storm in that was over Lynchburg has now exited Moore County. So if you were, if you were waiting for the storm to pass in Lynchburg, you're good to go. Until this this storm over Lincoln County moves in. So we still have a little bit more to go here. If you're anywhere you are, really, we still got to get through a few more storms here. But the immediate threat with the severe thunderstorm warning for Moore County has come to an end, and looks like the hail has come down quite a bit on this cell as it moved into southern Bedford County. Still, could be getting some pea nickel-sized hail here from Mount Herman over towards Ledford Mill, and gusty winds for sure. But I don't think there's any severe hail or severe wind gusts with that particular storm. So besides this warning right here, we don't have any other warnings in effect at this time. Moore County is going to run the buses about 20 minutes early in attempt to dodge some heavy rainfall during dismissal this afternoon. I just got that text message, so might be some good information for somebody that's watching. So just a heads up, that's for Moore County. I'm going to hop off after the warning's over as long as there's no other warnings in effect. Just because I mean, most of these are pretty run-of-the-mill besides a few, that are misbehaving every now and again. So we'll, I'm going to keep a close eye on them, and I'll hop back on if I need to. But at this current moment, it looks like all the storms are mostly behaving. And I think that, I can leave the radar loop going here. While I'm away, just have it, looping in the background, and y'all can stay on if you want to and watch it. But I'll end the looping of the radar after a little bit, But I am going to take a look at the Weather Service chat room one more time here just to see. Yeah, so the first round of storms that we're seeing right now has overperformed. The storms in West Tennessee probably won't be as strong as the storms that we're getting right this moment, which is good news. If you're in just north of Beech Grove along Highway 64, fudge around, you're getting a pretty good thunderstorm right now, maybe some pea to nickel-sized hail. But there is there are no severe warnings in effect at this time, besides the warning that should get canceled early here in Moore County. Okay, so the Weather Service just issued a special weather statement here for the severe storm that came out of Moore County. And like I was saying earlier, special weather statement basically means the storm isn't quite strong enough to be severe, but still strong. So if if you're in Wartrace, Bell Buckle, Normandy, I expect a stronger storm here within the next 20 minutes or so, and then elsewhere just some frequent lightning and moderate to heavy rainfall, but no severe weather concerns right this moment. And with that, I think I'm going to just do the looping, just put the radar in a loop mode like I was talking about doing. But please make sure that you continue to stay weather aware, just because any of these storms could perk up and become severe very quickly. So I'll have the radar in a loop for just a little bit, and I will, I'll try to scroll through here and answer some questions. Not over the microphone, but just answering them on Facebook itself. But yeah, if I need to come back on, I will, or otherwise I'll just end the live. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll be back if needed. Thank you guys for tuning in, and y'all have a blessed rest of your afternoon. And don't forget, tomorrow 4 to 6 p.m. at Shovel Pizza in Shelbyville off Depot Street. I'll be having a graduation celebration, and everyone is welcome. Welcome to attend. It's open to the public. Come and meet me if you'd like to. Grab some pizza. Yes, I'm very excited to see everybody tomorrow. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll hop back on if I need to. So, y'all have a great rest of your evening. Hopefully, I won't have to, but I'll hop back on and say what I need to say before I end the live here in a little bit. So, thank you guys. All right, everybody. Back I go, or back I am. Once again here for a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued here for Lincoln, Moore, and Franklin counties. So this is again for my folks in Moore County here, a new severe thunderstorm warning. And now, instead of hail being the threat, we're now looking at this being a damaging wind threat here, as this very stout thunderstorm here moves into southern Moore County from Lincoln County. So I'm going to go ahead here and look at the velocity data, and you can see some very stout winds here just above the surface coming through Fayetteville. Let's go ahead and look at the velocity data here. 57 miles per hour, so right there at severe criteria. And it looks like the worst of the wind here is going to be over southern Lincoln County southern Moore County for the most part, along and south of State Route 50. But I cannot completely rule out, some damaging wind gusts as far north as Lynchburg over the next few minutes here. So a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning occurring with this storm here over central Lincoln County right now. So if you're in Fayetteville, you're getting in on the worst of the storm right now. If anyone here is from Fayetteville and wants to give me, a report of what you're seeing, that would be perfect. And I'm going to share these photos with the National Weather Service in Huntsville real quick. There's some pretty impressive hail photos here in Moore County. So let me put this on real quick. And while we do that, we'll take a look at the velocity data here. So directly over Fayetteville, we're seeing some 60 mile per hour wind gusts moving towards the radar site. It says negative 60 because the winds are coming towards the radar instead of away. But 60 miles per hour is what the Huntsville radar site here is showing. So a very impressive wind signature here over Fayetteville, moving towards southern Moore County along and south of Highway 50. So let me post this real quick. All right, so I got that report into the Weather Service there in Huntsville. So my work there is done. Thundering here in Manchester. Thank you for the report, Abby. So I have been live for a severe thunderstorm warning earlier in Moore County, and once again we're live here for a severe thunderstorm warning in Moore County. So I'm going to go ahead and do a storm track here. Let's see how fast this storm is moving. Moving east at 25 miles per hour. I think it's a little bit quicker than that, but we'll go with the Weather Service's track. And I'm going to go from the worst of the winds here as this moves off to the east at 20. That again. I need to get that fixed. I apologize. There's no tornado warning. This is just a severe thunderstorm warning. So Fayetteville, yeah, it's on top of you right now. But Lexi in 37 minutes. Belvedere in 53 minutes. Falls Mill, 43 minutes. Browns Mill, 42 minutes. Old Salem, 45 minutes. So if you recognize any of those communities, that's some of the timing that we're seeing here with this storm. So again, it looks like that the worst of the winds here are going to be along and south of State Route 50 in Moore County. So this would include if we zoom in here, this would include from Lois down to Liberty Hill. And it looks like Mulberry just got in on the worst of the winds here. And if you're on Timms Ford Lake, batten down the hatches, because it's fixing to get pretty rough here with a pretty wide swath of 45 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts moving off towards the east. So I don't really agree with the 25 mile per hour movement with the storm, but we'll go with what they're saying there with that. I'm thinking it's more probably like 50 or 55 with the movement I'm looking at right now. And you can kind of see with this from the reflectivity view, just looking at how hard the rain is falling, you can see a little bit of a Boeing signature here right along US 64 here. And this is going to come right through Lois and Liberty Hill here in southern Moore County over the next few minutes, and eventually move right into Winchester as well. But a lot of blinding, heavy rainfall, lots and lots of lightning associated with this severe thunderstorm here for southern Moore County. So I definitely would be inside. If you're in Moore County, I wouldn't want to be outside in the middle of this. So we'll look here at exit 105 real quick. Someone mentioned that. So it looks like to me that there's just some heavy stormage going on right along the Bedford and Coffee County line, and of course that's moving off towards the north and east. But if you're in Tullahoma, you're going to get in on some heavy rainfall and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning here over the next 15 to 20 minutes. And then, of course, we have this Boeing segment here within this little severe thunderstorm that'll impact Lois and Liberty Hill in extreme southern Moore County over the next 5 minutes or so. Yes, Shelbyville is good to go for the time being. Still watching a few, storms that are ongoing to the west, but at this time, Shelbyville is all good. This is strictly a Moore County threat, and also Lincoln and Franklin County too. Well, if anyone has any questions for me, feel free to chime in here. We'll go ahead and look at the velocity data again. We got a new scan in, I think. Maybe. Well, we got a new scan with the reflectivity in, and still, you can see the Boeing signature that this storm is making here over extreme southern Moore County along and south of TN50. So again, if you're in Lois or Liberty Hill, be ready for some pretty good wind here in just a couple minutes. It shouldn't be longer than 5 minutes, I say, and this storm will be, or the worst of the winds will be through southern Moore County altogether, but it's going to be pretty windy here over the next few minutes. So I'm going to do another storm track here with the Boeing segment of the storm, and I'm going to do a little bit faster than what the Huntsville radar or the Huntsville Weather Service is saying, but I'm going to go with 55 miles per hour. So we have Winchester in about 18 minutes, Deckard in 20 minutes, Lexi 6 minutes. So Franklin County, be prepared because this severe thunderstorm is heading towards you. So Lynchburg or Winchester, you have about 18 minutes. I don't think the storm is necessarily severe in downtown Lynchburg itself. It looks like the worst of the winds are in extreme southern Moore County. But right here where the bright greens are, you can see them pretty well here where they differentiate from the reds. And this is racing off towards the east. And Liberty Hill is right here in extreme southern Moore County. And then here's 121 that goes near the lake. So Lexi Crossroads and Shady Grove, in Lincoln and Franklin County. But for the time being, I'm only covering Moore County, but that could very well change in the next few weeks. So, but for the time being, we're just keeping an eye on Moore County here with this severe thunderstorm. So, no tornadoes in Tullahoma that I can see. Doesn't look very bad at all. In terms of the tornado threat, just some heavy rainfall and gusty winds here for Tullahoma, and then the severe wind gusts are going to be south of Tullahoma in southern Moore County, and then on into the Timms Ford Lake area and Winchester. Yes, there was a pretty strong storm, Miss Jennifer, that came through Flat Creek just a little bit ago. And it looks like there's still some, pretty good thunderstorm ongoing here in southeastern Bedford County, all the way up through Wartrace and Fairfield, and Beech Grove, Fudge Around up here in Coffee County as well. But the only severe concern right this moment is with this storm here in extreme southern Moore County. So if you're in Lois or Liberty Hill, please let me know what you're seeing. It helps with I can relay some reports to the weather service there in Huntsville. If you're seeing anything very impressive, it's always good to have those reports sit in. But you can still see the little Boeing signature here, and it just moved on me, of course, right after I got done drawing this. But you can see the Boeing signature here, and this is moving off towards the east, just south of Lynchburg proper, and into Timms Ford Lake area, Beech Hill, Broadview, Belvedere, and eventually into Estill Springs, Deckard, and Winchester here over the next 15 minutes or so. Especially if this storm continues, on its same trajectory and, similar wind speeds and stuff like that, it'll definitely impact Estill Springs down to Winchester over the next 15 minutes. But for Lynchburg proper, if you're in downtown Lynchburg, you're just going to get some heavy rainfall out of this. The worst of the winds are definitely going to be in Liberty Hill and Lois, and they are getting in on the worst of the winds right now. So, if you are in Liberty Hill or Lois in southern Moore County, and have a report that the wind is blowing pretty good, that would be awesome. And we're looking at the velocity data once again here. This is a wind blowing towards the radar, and this is where the worst of the winds would be, right here along this green line. But yeah, so I'm in Mulberry. It's raining with lots of lightning and some moderate winds. Thank you, Jared. Lightning is rough here in Singleton. Thank you, Wendy. So, some reports of a moderate wind, at least, with this severe thunderstorm warning. But again, other than this warning that we have here in extreme southern Moore County, not seeing anything else to write home about across Bedford and Coffee County. Just some heavy rainfall and lightning, at least for the time being. So that's good news. But still, a lot of cloud to ground lightning is occurring with these storms. So something to keep in mind. Tornado threat is very limited today. And I'm also watching some more thunderstorms that are moving in from the west. Probably going to give us another little bit of rain at least. But I believe the severe threat should be very, very limited after this first round clears. I don't see much storm food left over. So here's the velocity data. Once again here, I'll go ahead and show some of the values, 45 to 50 miles per hour here, moving through southern Moore County. And the way that the winds are blowing aloft, they're not lining up directly with the radar. So there's a chance that, the winds could be a little bit stronger than that too in Lois and Liberty Hill here in southern Moore County. The next round will not be worse. This first round is probably taking not looking at very much in the way of severe weather after this first round clears. So that report was a ping pong ball-sized hail 3 miles northwest of Lynchburg with the severe thunderstorm that moved through a little bit ago that we were talking about. So a very impressive hailers today, to say the least. We had some hail reports in northern Bedford County, and then also with the severe thunderstorm that had just moved through Moore County as well. So very, very impressive stuff here with these severe thunderstorms. So still watching this Boeing segment here of severe thunderstorm that is moving through southern Moore County. It is about to be completely out of Moore County and into Franklin County along Timms Ford Lake. But we're going to stick with it here for just a couple more minutes until it clears the area entirely. So let's go ahead and do another storm track on this here, moving off towards the east at we'll do 55 miles per hour again. So Winchester 12 minutes, Deckard 14 minutes, Cowan 18 minutes, and Greenhall in 18 minutes. So that's for you folks there in Franklin County. And the timing might be a little bit on the earlier side, but that's definitely when I would want to be inside in about 18 minutes, if I'm in Cowan, or 12, 13 minutes if I'm in Deckard or Winchester or Estill Springs. So, again, elsewhere across the area, just some moderate to heavy rainfall and lightning, but no immediate severe weather concerns. We're just watching this Boeing segment here over southern Moore County. So they're continuing the severe thunderstorm warning here for Franklin, Lincoln, and Moore County until 3:30. So they're gonna chop off a little bit of the warning polygon here, and you can see the way the polygon is laid out here. Comes all the way up to Tullahoma, and then down right along the state line with Madison and Jackson counties in Alabama, and it comes right up to the Tullahoma city limits there in Coffee County. So, but I expect this storm to be completely done here for Moore County here very soon. It's moving fairly quickly here. And just taking a look at the velocity data one more time here, and no rotation showing up here. This is strictly straight line winds that I'm seeing, but you can see them. You can see the greens indicate where the strongest wind gusts are pushing out, and of course, as soon as I draw the arrow there, it moves on me. But the worst of the winds here almost or are completely into Franklin County at this point. So if anyone has any reports, that'd be awesome. But of course, if you're in Winchester, I'd be inside. There is a lot of cloud to ground lightning occurring with this storm as it moves into Franklin County. So even if the winds aren't quite as strong, you're definitely still going to get some lightning with this particular cell. So this is the Franklin County EMA cam, and I'm just taking a look off to the west. I think this is facing west. Not entirely sure, but you can see some of the gray clouds off in the distance there. Looks like a rain shaft too, off to the right. But the storm hasn't started there yet, and UTSI. I don't think this is facing towards the west. So it looks like the dark clouds there probably with the are probably associated with that storm that's moving in. But I think this is looking east. Not entirely sure though. But yeah, so it looks like the worst of the winds have cleared Moore County, and just a lot of heavy rainfall, cloud to ground lightning, stuff like that. But the severe weather threat, at least with this particular round, has come to an end here for Bedford, Coffee, and Moore counties, as far as I'm concerned. But still watching, these storms off to the west that should be moving in here within the next probably 30-45 minutes or so. All of this activity here is pushing off towards the north and east. So we're going to have another round of heavy rainfall, and I can't completely rule out a severe thunderstorm warning or two for the next 2 to 3 hours at least as this second portion moves through. But I think a lot of the storm fuel was used by this first round here, so I don't think that we're going to have that big of a severe weather threat with the second round that's moving in. But I said anytime from 2 to 6 p.m. we need to be keeping an eye out. So and the severe thunderstorm watch continues until 5 p.m. as well. So we're just going to keep an eye on things here. I think I'm going to keep the live stream going still. But for the time being, everyone is in the clear from any severe warnings of any kind. The warning is still in effect there for Southern Moore County, but it should be canceled here momentarily because the worst of the winds have moved out of Southern Moore County there. So I'll come back on here in just a little bit. Depending on how the second line evolves, we might cut it short and turn off the live stream and just do radar updates for the rest of the night. But I'm going to keep the radar loop going here for a little bit longer, and I'll give the all clear when it's time. Most likely in a Facebook post later on. I'm probably not going to keep this live stream up until then. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I will be back periodically for updates if needed. And if there's another severe thunderstorm warning that pops up, I'll come back on here and we'll talk about it for a little bit, like we did here with this new warning in Southern Moore County. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll be back here in a little bit.